book, so I'm going to be pretty quick and I'm not going to explain an awful lot. So this is actually all about what we're now calling background radiation. As you heard in this last talk, right, the internet's actually a really nasty place, and it's just amazing we all get on because, quite frankly, there's just all these bad people. How do bad people find victims? They scam, right? And if you actually have a look at the IPv4 space right now, there's a massive amount of shit toxic traffic. Truly. The estimate is now, as far as I can see, there's at least 5.5 gigabits, possibly more, of just shit traffic looking around for open ports, particularly port 445, you Windows losers. But you know, it's all over the place. It averages around 300 to 600 bits per second on a /24, or one packet every 2 seconds comes in, right? So that's V4. It's crap. If you are unlucky, and the low /9 of any /8, if you think what I'm talking about, is worse than the high /9, and if you get really unlucky, you actually get in excess of a megabit of traffic on a /24 that you never asked for. And if you're lucky enough to own 1.1.1.0/24, you're going to get 100 megabits of traffic every second, just continuous shit, right? So the real question is, has shit migrated to V6? You know, when you actually put it in the dark and turn off all the lights, does it glow red and toxic, yeah? So let's have a look. APNIC got given 2400/12. We've been handing out an awful lot of V6 over the last, 4 years. So much that out of that /12, we've actually given away, 1.6% of it. Oddly enough, 98.4% of that entire /12 is completely unoccupied. No one's there. Even of the stuff we gave out, oddly enough, only 1.9% is advertised, 0.68% is unadvertised. So people have got this stuff, but they're not advertising it. Interesting. So okay, I advertised it. Why not? It's just a /12, no one saw it. I had 2 mail messages advertising a /12. Which actually tallies. Someone advertised a /3 in V6 over summer. Nobody said a word. So okay, you guys didn't notice, I got away with it. Here's what the traffic looked like. There is shit in V6. Amazing. It's only half a megabit per second, but you know, this is pretty cool. And it even got to an instant peak rate of 3.5 megabits per second. Predominantly ICMP. Now hang on a second. This is an ICMP destination unreachable being sent to an unreachable address. So who sent this address? A loser. So most of the traffic I'm seeing is from losers talking to fictitious losers that they've lost. And there's a small amount of UDP and TCP as well. So I went and had a look at it and said, well, where are all this shit? You know, who's actually talking to whom? Cute graph, interesting, lots of spikes. It's not uniform. Oddly enough, like any good background radiation, there are intense hotspots and the rest is just crap. Who are they? NTT alone generated most of this shit. Almost half comes from Japan. A few from Australia, but you guys really aren't into the running here. So you sort of start thinking about this going, what am I really seeing? In V6, there is no 1918 space, right? You have to just use public space because there's no reserved private space. How much of this traffic is leakage? Because what's actually going on inside NTT is that they're doing an IPTV service over V6. How cool, right? How much do they charge for that service? Nothing. That's the free wire. So what do all the hackers invade if they want free IP transit? That particular network. And when they take their configured laptop into a public Wi-Fi or anything else, what do they leak? This shit. So what do you find in this? E-donkey and everything else. And what I've done now is split the traffic between leakage from so-called private networks, hint they're not, and real live dark traffic. The bit at the bottom that you can't see, the dead line, is actually dark traffic in V6. There is almost nothing. There's less than 1 packet per second of truly moronically dark traffic, traffic going to nowhere. And all the rest, oddly enough, is leakage into from private space. In actual fact, the true dark traffic is 1 packet every 36 seconds for an entire /12. There is almost no traffic at all. SYN packets, in other words TCP going, hello, are you there? 1,126 packets. This is cool. SYNAC. Now again, this is the moron who's got an answer from a moron from a moronic address. You really wonder how a wrong source and a local config can generate this shit. 6,392 events. Well done, kids. And what I really like is, without even a SYN or a SYNAC, someone's managed to shake hands in TCP and send me a data packet. Amazing. There's even one here I found in DNS. It's just no handshake, it's just a random DNS answer came. So whoever is at wharton.upenn.edu, congratulations, you're a winner. Here's some Chinese folk doing some TCP probing, wandering around, and some guy on Teredo that just does not have a clue. I have no idea what's going on, but there were 7 packets and they were kind of cool. And here's a guy who has configured himself up as dual stack. He's really hit, he's got it. He's totally misconfigured his V6 part of his SMTP mailer. So every time he wants to send a message, and he tried 780 times, he first tries the V6 address, which is a dud, and sends out all these shit packets and then reverts to V4. I wonder if he's figured out why his outgoing mail is so bloody slow, because it is. And then there's this dark DNS. There were 4 folk who just do not understand how to configure DNS, and it's basically just called config errors. But because most folk dual stack, they never see that they've stuffed V6 up completely, right? So there's an awful lot of this stuff. 7,802 ping packets. Hello, are you there? No, you fool. So as far as I can see, it's all leakage. So I did some maths. If you have a /48, pretty standard, and I try and probe 1 million packets a second, it will take me 6 times the life of the universe, or some 55 billion years, to probe every address in that /48. In other words, there is no address probing at all. What we really see in this dark traffic in V6 is actually folk who can't type a V6 address. So as far as I can see, what happens in V4, which is pretty toxic, quite frankly, you know, port 445 is just a huge amount of traffic. Doesn't happen in V6 at all. There's no visible evidence right now of virus scanning in V6. So that the current tools and techniques used to infect folk in V4 is not being translated into V6 and actually can't be translated in that way. And that doesn't mean that V6 is all magically, you know, green sunlight and flowers and waltzes through the meadows. Oh no. What it does mean though is that no one's going to try a +1 address walk through V6. They're going to have to reverse scan the DNS or something else to try and find out where you are and infect you. So there you go. That was my fun over the last few months. Thank you.